Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has commended the Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials for its contributions to women's empowerment, community development, and leadership transformation over the past 25 years. The governor gave the commendation in his goodwill message at the 25th National Women's Conference held in Victoria Island, Lagos on Tuesday. Reflecting on COWLSO's journey, Sanwo-Olu highlighted the organization's steady growth, noting that it has evolved from a modest initiative into a dynamic platform of change through healthcare missions, educational support, empowerment programs, and community development projects.
COWLSO, like I said, is celebrating its 25th anniversary, and we celebrated in a special style. We used the eras starting from the Mobolaji Johnson era, which comprises all that the military governors that served throughout that time, up to the point of when Governor Tinubu came in, and our First Lady then, Her Excellency Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu. The other era we formed was the Fashola era, the Ambode era, and the Sanwo-Olu era. Those eras were formed to make it easy for us to execute various projects to mark and celebrate our 25th anniversary. For the Johnson era, they embarked on projects that had to do with people with special needs, visiting the orphanages, empowering the people in the orphanages, donating equipment, and they got a lot of support from the Ministry of Women Affairs, the chairman, the female chairman, and many sponsors out there. For the Tinubu era, their project had to do with visiting the rehabilitation centers in Lagos State. We visited the Isheri Rehabilitation Center for Boys, the Tajuddin Olusi Rehabilitation Center for Girls in Ajah, and the Rehabilitation Center in Owutu, Ikorodu, where they carried out some renovations and also tried to encourage the rehabilitees by empowering them with some trainings.
We're enshrining integrity and we're creating resilience. It means that we're empowering our daughters and our young women to believe that no dream is too distant, no height is too high, and no boundaries is too strong to break. And you can see that also being expressed here by our three outstanding speakers here this morning, who in their own individual speeches shared different thoughts on why we need to stand and remain outstanding, why we need to continue to strive for excellence, whilst we need to be counted in every sphere of life that we find ourselves. Whilst, yes, it's nice to have MRS behind your name or in front of your name, but it's not the beginning and end of the world. And that where that ends, a new life begins. And it is the ability and the combination of all of it that make you truly an outstanding individual. And so these values, in my view, resonate with what this nation is going through right now. The value of a renewed hope agenda that centers on reforms, that brings about implementable actions, that brings about a leader and a father that we in Lagos continue to do and talk about, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's the father as a leader that we will continue to reference, to acknowledge, to make our own big cheerleader, because this is our own discovery that we have passed on to the nation. The President and Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces. We're beginning to see, under his renewed agenda, gains of the various difficult reforms. For the first time, you are mothers, you are my sisters, you are my daughters that are here. In some markets, food prices are beginning to come down. And it will. And it's not a fluke, meaning that some of those gains, we're beginning to see the impact of it. We're beginning to build a strong foundation for our economy. We're beginning to build a resilient economy, not for today alone, but for generations that are coming behind us. And so that is what we have keyed into in Lagos. I want to say that the future of Lagos is assured, as we believe that the future of this nation is on course.